If you were shopping for a new TV and not worried about the price, you would 100% get an OLED TV. It's the best mainstream consumer TV tech out there with great picture quality, great black levels, and colors that really pop. But OLED TVs are traditionally expensive. They're less than they used to be, but you're still gonna pay about $1,200 for a 55-inch set. That's why I'm excited to see this new 55-inch OLED from Sansui arrive at $799, and I don't think I've ever seen an OLED TV at that price. Now, why is OLED so important? Well, OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, and unlike traditional LCDs, OLED TVs don't need a backlight. Each pixel lights up independently, which means each pixel can turn off independently, which is how you get such perfect deep black levels. OLED screens also have wide viewing angles, which means they look good from the side, unlike a lot of LCDs, which can get kind of washed out if you're viewing them from a side angle. OLEDs can also draw less power than other types of screens. They can be thinner and lighter. That's because you don't need the backlight. So there are a lot of advantages to OLED. Now here's a little TV quiz. Who's the best known name in OLED TVs? That's probably LG. Who makes the actual OLED panels that other TV manufacturers use, including the Sansui model in their OLEDs? Guess what? That's also LG, so you're getting an OLED panel from LG inside the set. Now I'm going to go over some of the spec highlights so you can see what you're getting for $799. It's a 4K screen, as you'd expect from almost any new TV these days. That's 3840 by 2160 resolution. It's also a 120 Hz screen, which means it can refresh its image up to 120 times per second. The very first OLED TV I bought several years ago that cost more than 3 times what this does was only a 60 Hz screen. It supports VRR, or variable refresh rate, so it can match the frame rate of content like games, and there's also a low latency mode for gaming, which again is an important feature that you want to have in any new TV that you'd buy these days. It supports HDR content through Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos for better surround sound, and most of the services like Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime, they all have a lot of HDR and Atmos content these days. Now on the back, you get 4 HDMI inputs, so you can hook up a bunch of stuff. You can hook up a Roku or an Apple TV set-top box, plus a PS5, plus an Xbox Series X, even, a gaming computer, and that's like the 4 inputs, and that's the kind of setup I have at home with everything hooked up all at once. And there's other connections you might need, like an Ethernet jack, there's a coax input, there's a digital audio input, very important if you're gonna hook a soundbar up to this. So for $799, that's great on its own, but it's so inexpensive. You could have enough left over for some of the add-ons that I'd recommend, like a dedicated set-top box or a soundbar subwoofer combo, and it's still going to cost less than the next cheapest 55-inch OLED. Now, of course, with TV shopping, I always say you should go and see the set in person first, which is why it's great that you can head on over to your nearest microcenter store and check out the $799 Sansui OLED in person.